morning, gang. It is a Saturday, and this morning I'm going to basically cover the basics of Facebook advertising, what kind of ads we run in Rugby Warfare, and yeah, just the structure of ads. You're going to need to know the basics, but Facebook advertising is so powerful that, like, if you only know the basics, you're kind of like you're only using like 10% of its power. But first of all, have you got one of these Nespresso coffee machines? 2 seconds. Look at these boys. So this is the Stormio. Honestly, God, like one of the best. Why Facebook ads? Everybody's on Facebook, right? Facebook owns Instagram, so when I talk about Facebook ads, I also mean Instagram. The basics of Facebook ads are this. Most people use Facebook ads and they don't really understand the difference between who they're marketing to, with the awareness level of the person. So it would make no sense for me to show a Rugby Warfare ad to a person that's never heard of the brand saying 20% off. Do you know what I mean? What's the point? They've never heard of the brand, 20% off does absolutely nothing to them. So for the unaware of the brand, you've got to do what we call top of funnel stuff. So the top of the funnel is stuff that's going to get people to your website, read articles, even like take a free PDF of like how to train for rugby, all that stuff. So you kind of giving them value. Here's who we are, check us out. And that's nowhere near enough still. So that's the first point of awareness. The second point of awareness is really to capture their email. So you can give them an article to read, and at the end of an article you can say, hey, you know, if you want this article in PDF form, or if you want to sign up to our newsletter, do it. But without their email, if you're using Facebook ads and you're not using it to get leads, emails, you're making ads really, really expensive. So if you're using ads as a way to just get people to buy, it's not gonna happen. So only about 5 or 10% of people are what we call fast buyers. So they're people that buy within 0 to 3 days. So they'll see the ad, fuck, I'm gonna buy. Or the 1 to 3 days timescales. The vast majority of people, the rest of the people, are day 90 to 2 years. So they do really want to be seeing the brand, they want to buy into it, they want to talk within the communities maybe, they want to see other people wearing the product or using the product, they want social proof, they want all of that stuff before they buy. So if you're only using ads to do buy, you're only really covering 5-10% of the market. And that might cover your ad costs, but advertising on Facebook is getting more expensive because there's more people going on there. So you have to use the strategies of 1, awareness to get people to your website. 2, you've got to collect emails so you can then nurture them. You can send them emails, you can send them offers in the future. There's no restriction on who you send emails to when you get it. In terms of like once they opt in, you can say whatever you want in emails. With Facebook advertising, you are restricted to what you can say. And then down the line, when you've got the awareness level, when they know the brand, you can do ads that target your email list or people that visit your website saying, hey, new range now live. And it makes a lot more sense to them. They're like, Rugby Warfare's got a new range out, let's check it out. So the person that's never heard of the brand will be like, why is this on my feed? Don't hear about this shit. So today I'm going to just go and do some ad campaigns, share the screen with you, and you can see how I build some ads. And I'll show you some results as well. And before I go back to the computer to show you, I want to show you a book that, if you're into marketing or you've got a business, you need to read this book. It costs about $120 though, so it's from the 60s. It's by a guy who's the best copywriter of all time. And copywriting is just basically using words to sell, right? So how do you use words to sell in a way that's not obviously scammy, but in a way to get your brand message across? So the book is called Breakthrough Advertising, right? And in this book, it's got all of those stages of awareness. It's got key pieces of information. If you follow it, when you're creating your ad campaigns or you're creating anything in relation to promoting or advertising your business, you're going off the framework that's been tried and tested, right? So, I just fell on the floor. You really need to understand the concepts, because everyone does spray and pray these days. Spray and pray, buy my stuff. One of the key messages in this book as well is you cannot create demand for your product. What it means by that is, well, you can't create mass desire. So you can't force people to desire what you're trying to sell. The only thing you can do is tunnel the desire, the needs, the wants of the people already into your product. So if there is no person that wants anything to do with rugby clothing off the field, then I cannot create the demand for that. For me to do that, I would probably need hundreds of millions, maybe billions of advertising spend. So it's not really realistic, is it? So it means like your product must have a demand for it, and then your message must help people understand that your product will fulfill that demand. But yeah, read that book. Hold on. Whilst we're here, you might not care, but read this every day. The first draft of everything is shit. Go Hemingway. Make sure you understand that. This is a little setup I got. Still in my room at the moment. We're doing the upstairs office out on Monday. So, got a little iPad Pro, laptop, monitor, and got a little stand-up desk. This has saved my lower back, by the way. So if you wanna save your lower back, you wanna probably invest in a stand-up desk. I think this is only about 300 quid. But yeah, I'll show you some ads now. Let's go. All right, Saturday, 10th of October. It's just a little update, right? So this is obviously the series Rugby Warfare Revival. What is the crack with it? Okay, so we've got about £25,000 of stock to sell, which is equivalent to about 100,000, like I mentioned in the first video. So that's where we're at. It's day 2. Since we did a little soft launch, being like, emailed the email list once, did a Instagram post, few stories, nothing too much. I've got a few videos we've made when we were doing the photo shoots that are going to be the main bulk of the marketing campaign. So going to spend most of the ad campaign on that video. In terms of revenue so far in 2 days, what we've done is 4, about 5,000, which is quite good in revenue. So in terms of product sold, we're only about 5% through. Is it 25,000? Yeah, probably, if that. So we've got a long way to go. So like I mentioned just now, the 5 stages of awareness. I need to make sure you are aware of this before we move on to the ads, because if you're looking to create your own ads or learn how to do them, you have to learn about the 5 stages of awareness. Otherwise, your ads are not going to really make sense. So the bottom level of awareness is the unaware. So these are people that don't realize they have a problem. They don't even know a better way exists. They have no idea that there's a product that addresses this. Or in terms of in terms of what I do as rugby clothing, that's kind of like modernized, casual gym wear. We're going to bring out training wear that's different to the classics. Some people just are not completely unaware that there is a rugby brand trying to modernize rugby and not be elitist and bring out modern designs with better fabrics. They might just not be aware, and they might not even care. So they just like go to the old classics brands, which is only a few left. So that's what the unaware are. So don't really want to speak to those people because it's going to cost me a lot of money. Problem aware. So these people know there's a problem. So this is a level up. So this is level 2. These guys, like, I would say a lot of the rugby industry are problem aware. They know there is a lack of diversity in rugby clothing brands or rugby brands in general. They know the rugby's very old school. They know that the kit is very old school. They know it's all the same. You go to any kit supplier for team wear, Akuma, you had VX3, I think you had like 5x10, all that stuff. They're all the same basically, just sublimated on top. There wasn't, the service is exactly the same, the polos, the joggers, all exactly the same fabric. So people are problem aware in rugby, I would say. And I think, I want to speak to those people to make them sure they're aware that there is a problem, there's somebody that is trying to solve the problem, so come on the journey with us. Level 3, solution aware. So they know there's solutions like Rugby Warfare available, but don't know the specific product or service. So they kind of like, well, I know there's a brand called Rugby Warfare that's kind of a new brand, independent, trying to make some cool stuff for rugby, but they don't know what we do. They don't know that we can offer customized kits. They don't know that we've got a vision of going from like selling like t-shirts and joggers and shorts, then doing teams in a way, and then from teams into like more of a sponsorship role, while other like a traditional kit supplier would go down. They would like supply grassroots teams and then they'd become a kit sponsor for a big team. So ultimately, like, that's where we kind of want to go to, but slowly we want to build from grassroots. So they're aware we're there, but they don't know what service or product we actually can offer them. Level 4 is product aware, so they know we've got the products. They know we've got cool t-shirts they can wear to the gym that represents rugby as a sport and all the values of rugby. And they know that the fabric's really good quality. They know that people love the brand. But they're also familiar, you know, with Canterbury, everything like that. So completely unaware, just not sure if they want to invest the money. And then you've got the people who are the most aware. This is level 5. These are my best customers. Your best customers, they're multi-buyers, they're very loyal, enthusiastic, they're willing to be brand ambassadors. There's plenty of you guys, and I will be doing a brand ambassador program in the next few days, so I'll record what I'm doing for that. So those are the 5 levels. Obviously, the best level is the most aware. So if you're starting a brand, you obviously won't have any of these customers, you're just starting off. So if you are starting, you need to really understand, like, are you willing to spend the millions probably of pounds to get people who are completely unaware they've even got the problem? Because if you're going to go down that route and trying to tell people, hey, you didn't even know you've got a problem, but this is the problem you've got, very expensive. What you can do is problem aware. There is a problem, but they just don't know they just don't know much about the problem. They know there's kind of a problem. So it could be, you know, if I'm thinking, you know, with the fitness brand that I co-founded, we knew that the problem was yo-yo dieting. And we know people were problem aware. So they were only stage 2. So they were like, there's a problem here. I'm dieting all the time, but I'm always putting my weight back on. And people are always posting like before and afters, amazing transformations, but why am I not having them? And that's kind of what we're trying, that's what we're like, right, they're problem aware. Let's get them to being like most aware. And then the most aware people, the best customers, will then share their progress with their friends, and they'll bring more people into the system, which is what happened. So we just took them from problem aware to solution aware. So we said, right, there's a problem, you're a yo-yo dieter. They're like, yes, I am. But they don't really understand what the issue is. They're like, but I'm always trying to lose weight. How am I putting it back on? Well, this is what happened, this is the science, and then we kind of made them problem aware, and then we supplied the solution, which took them to stage 3. Okay, so I know the problem, now I'm solution aware. Now they're aware of our solution. So that's how it works. I hope that makes sense. But next I'm going to go to a recording of my screen, and we're going to build some ads together. The video might be quite long, but if you're interested in learning what's done, I'm going to show the results as well. If they fail, they fail. If they work, they work. So, okay. You see my screen, yeah? Guys, if you don't care about stuff, go away, because it's going to bore you otherwise, right? If you want to learn how to grow your business, this is it. If you want to learn how to do advertising, this is it. So, listen, that's what I do. On the left-hand side, I make a document, and I always have my stages of awareness there, so I know what the fuck I'm doing. So if I'm not reminding myself of these things, advertising's never going to be as successful as you think. So I've got 2 ad campaigns running now that I've been running for a few days. So the first one is a rugby versus American football article. Yeah, but the reason I'm doing that is this is kind of like, it's not for the unaware, I'm doing it towards the rugby industry. So I'm targeting rugby interests, so people who like rugby teams, rugby players. I just want to generate a discussion more than anything. So it's probably more of a problem aware thing. So these guys, if they play rugby and stuff, they're more likely to be problem aware that they're kind of not so much good rugby clothing brands out there. There's not many solutions. So the offer here is just to read the article, which is done by, we use scientific methods. I've got a PhD in to do the cleaning it all up and stuff as well. The ideal outcome is to read, comment, the article, right? So all I want people to do is read and comment. I want them to kind of go on the website, have a read, and I'll show you the ad now. So this is the campaign. So I've kind of turned everything off to start fresh again. So if we look at the last 7 days, it's only been running for a few days. It's getting 610 visits to the article for 6 pence a visit, right? So it's really good. Yeah, it's generated 1 sale, which is not really like, that's not really the aim of the article. So if it's getting a sale, that's amazing straight away, but it's not really the aim of it. So let's have a look at this this ad. Let me just show it for you. So very simple, right? Who hits harder? A scientific take on the old rugby versus American football debate. 243 shares, because I've shared it before. I did an ad for this before. 422 comments, and like 2,000 likes. So it's like, 454 likes. That was 2,000 for some reason. So yeah, that's why. So that's a good one. So we've got that running. Just want to get traffic and awareness. The second one is you've got to pay what you can ad, pay what you want, pay what you want. I came up with this idea during lockdown for the other brand I co-founded, Live Like Louise. And the reason is, like, you know, a lot of people didn't have money at the time, losing jobs, and we wanted people to get fit and healthy during lockdown. I was like, right, we can't charge full price, and we don't want to. We want to help people. We want to offer live workouts. So we're like, right, pay what you can. You'll have 4 live workouts a week over lockdown, and here's a bunch of other workouts and tips and trips and a community to add to join. And you know what, it was a huge success. I mean, we had like 30,000 people buy it. And I thought, you know, in the rugby industry, are there other ways I can do that for rugby? Like, can I offer the training plans you can do at home in the gym? Can we do cheat sheets on how to train and how to look after your macros and calories? And then can you join a community as well? And obviously chat away through lockdown. So the pay what you want offer, this is targeting people that have read the above article, right? The offer is pay what you want for training, ebook and plan. Ideal outcome is a sale, right? So it is $299 minimum spend, and the awareness level here is kind of like in between. So I know that's not the best answer, but I'm trying to take people from, right, so they've read the article, maybe read about the brand, understand it. Now, okay, so they might have seen that we do clothing, so they might be solution aware now, or they might be problem aware. They're in between. But this offer's so good, it's too hard to refuse most of the time. So we want to get people into purchasing this plan, because it does give them 15% off our clothing as well, right? So this is going to give them 15% off. So they're going to buy the pay what you want, do the training plan, look into the brand more. They're going to realize we sell clothing. They're already problem aware. There's no brand that gives them really good rugby clothing, and now they're going to be solution aware. They know, okay, Rugby Watford is clothing, but I don't really know exactly what I want to buy yet. I don't really know what item of clothing. Rugby I don't know that I need, but I am now solution aware, and there's a brand called Rugby Watford that I've just had this amazing package of. So if we look at what's happened in the last year, if we just look at yesterday, so this ad hasn't had enough time. It takes 3 or 4 days for ads to really pick up steam. So yesterday, pay what you want offer, I had 1 purchase at £6, 20 clicks for people who have read this article, right? So if we go to the ROAS, so this person spent, if it was £6, they spent 8 times as much as that. So 6 times 8, their order was £48. So really good return on ad spend, really good. You know, if we can get, ideally I want to get 4 or 5 pay what you want sales a day, that can lead into 1 or 2 clothing sales, ideally, you know, just and slowly pick her up. If we go to today, it's only 10 a.m. It's had 15 clicks already, which is great. So we'll see what happens with that. And this is ad 30 pages, 4 pence. So the price is coming down today on this as well. So those are the 2 ads I've already had running. Now, what I need to run ads to now is I need to run ads to most aware, because it's going to give me my most bang for my buck, right? So the ad campaign is remarketing or retargeting. So current customers back in stock, right? So we're back in biz. And I've sent an email out to our customers, but maybe not all of them have seen the email. So targeting current, all purchases, previous purchases. So on Facebook is really good, where you can upload your email list to Facebook and you can send ads to your email list. So the offer is back in biz, new tees, 4 for 3. That's the offer we're running, 4 performance t-shirts for the price of 3. Ideal outcome, they spend 75 quid, so they get 4 tees. And that means that we can shift more stock at 1 order instead of just 1 tee here, 1 tee there. And this is like most aware. So this should be our number 1 performing ad. Then I want to do so product aware. They know your product brand bought it. So product aware people. So this will be for everyone who's visited the website over last 180 days. I'll run this for. Yeah, so ad campaign, website visitors, targeting web visitors plus Instagram engagement. So you can do that over like 365 days as well if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep it to 180 days. So they've had enough time to get familiar with the brand. You can do this like a visited the website more than 5 times, more than 10 times, but I'm just going to keep it simple and let Facebook do the work. And the offer here is back in business. Well, it was not back in business. So these guys are product aware. So they know they got a product. So we're really gonna, the message in here is the new V40s, right? Why they are worth it and limited time deal. So these people are obviously the product aware, but they haven't bought yet. So they're familiar with your competitors' offerings, not sure if your solution's best. So I need to say that the new V40s for one, so they're even better than they've probably seen on the website previously. Why they're worth it, there's a limited offer, there's a time. So I'm giving them this scarcity there. It's like, you have to buy now, you're gonna miss out. And then product aware, ideal outcome is this offer here, ideally. And then for this one as well, I'd like to do another ad targeting website visitors again, but I want to say here is Rugby Warfare versus Canterbury. And I'm not going to diss Canterbury, but because listen, they're product aware, but they're familiar with the competitor more. So they need to know why RW over Canterbury. Why? Got to give them reasons why. And that's what this ad's going to do. And again, I want them to take this offer. It's the only stock we got in at the moment is the new performance tees. And these guys are product aware. Right, so I do this and I go through the stages of awareness and so this is, I'd probably, in terms of spend, right? Let me get rid of that. Ad spend. You don't really need to spend loads of money on the most aware. So this could be like 10%, like say 15% budget on this. Most of my ad spend would be like, I'll put 50% into this probably, just get loads and loads of website visitors. I'll probably put like 30% into, well, 25% into the pay what you can because it's such a good offer. 15% here, so that's, 50, 75, 90. Then there'll be like, I'll just kind of like do 10% here and see what works. So like this will be like 10% split over these two. And I'll just kind of like work from that to start with. And then we go from there. But let me just clear this up. So this is problem aware, so I'll make that orange. It's good to visualize what you're looking at because it helps a lot to realize what you're doing ads for. Now I'm going to move on. I'm not going to do a video of me writing all the ads and the copy and the images I'm going to use, but I'll show you the final results for these two ads I'm going to do. I'm literally going to do like, 10 to 15 ads over split between different ones, and they're all going to tie into a hierarchy. So if you think about it this way, website, top of funnel, hold on. So it's called funnels, and if you're not aware of the term, it's like top awareness, and then the bottom of the funnel is less people, but they're the ones who are going to buy, yeah? So you got top of funnel, middle, bottom. So this is kind of that kind of thing, but in more depth. That's how you kind of message your ads. And this is kind of what people say. This is like top of funnel, which is just awareness, get visitors or brand awareness. And then middle of funnel is like engagement, really, like traffic, leads, so emails. When we say leads, we mean emails, and I'll show you some lead ads I'll do. And then bottom is like, purchases. And then you've got, after that, at the bottom of the funnel, you've got referrals. This is like these people that are gonna refer people to buy off you, or they're gonna be repeat customers. So you can kind of skip the top of the funnel for them. You can go straight into bottom funnel stuff all the time, or middle funnel stuff again, get them re-engaged with your website and your leads, and then get them back down to a purchase offer. But yeah, that's it really. I'll check back in once I've done these ads, and then we can track their progress. But I hope this was useful for people who are looking to create ads I'll show you our #1 performing lead generation ads soon. But yeah, back, I need to show you something else. But before we do that, let's listen to this tune. Okay, lead generation ads. Let me tell you something about these. So you go from a lead gen ad, which is like, you know, get this training plan, but give us your email first. Then we offer them something called the grandfather offer. Something that's so good, it's gonna be irresistible for them. It's an offer they can't really refuse, or you try making not something they can't refuse, and you give them 72 hours to take up this offer. Remember I mentioned earlier in the video where we said that there's 5 or 10% people that are fast buyers? Well, this is the reason we do a GFO, is like, so we get the email and then we try and, if we can get 10% of those people to purchase in the 72-hour offer, then we get our ad cost back. So, what a tune, guys. Fucking hell, what a tune. So that's what we do. That's we try and get our ad cost back. So then we basically get emails for free, we get a purchase, and then maybe we do an upsell where we offer them a beanie as a one-off price to increase that value. So, you know, these are meant to try and, the purpose of these ads is trying to recoup your ad spend, but you're getting customers for free. And then obviously if they're a customer, they've bought off you, good experience, you can give them more offers, or you can, obviously they can buy more stuff of you and make it more profitable. So let me just show you one ad. So for Live Like Louise are going live now. So let me just show you one of them. So it's like the nutrition blueprint. It's a free blueprint we made about macros basically. So, you know, you click here to get it, you gotta put your email in. So there'll be an ad running to this, and then you download it, and then you don't get it yet. It gets sent your email in 10 minutes, but you land on a page here, and it's like, thank you for downloading the nutrition blueprint. And then we give them a special offer to get the macro plan, get the macro super package. So 3 days, and you get it now, click it, you can go and buy it. And yeah, you can check out to buy it. So yeah, so that's the funnel, right? So for the rugby one, it's going to be like, this is going to be on the page, you know, the kind of the perfect leg workout for rugby players by Junior Sai, who's got some beastly legs. The document's going to look like this, so when they download it, they'll get a perfect leg workout and do a bit of a blurb there. This is the workout, and then, you know, accelerate your results, join your rugby training system. So free leg workout by Junior Sai. Offer is the full training ebook for £7 plus Facebook group access, which is great. And then we'll upsell them on a limited edition beanie. So maybe 7 turns into 15, who knows? But maybe the cost of getting an email is like, say the cost of getting an email is 50 pence. So after 10 emails, we've got that cost of £5, and it might take 10 emails to get one sale. So a sale is £5. Brings us £7 revenue back, so that's £2 net, and then hopefully a beanie for another 5. It could be one of the 7, that's 14. So the cost is 5, and then we're getting 14 back. Maybe on average we're getting 10 back. So some people take beanies, some people don't. Ideally, this is what we'd love, is to have, you know, the conversion rate to be like that. But sometimes it might take 20 people, or it might take 100 downloads to get a sale. So if it's 100 or 50 pence, what's that, £50? I think. I can't do maths on the spot on a computer, because, yeah, I knew it was £50. £50, and then we're only making £10, then obviously we're losing 40, we're paying £40 for a customer. So that's not good either. So we want it to be like, what we can do is we can try and get the cost per lead down. If we can get that down to 25 pence, then obviously this will be £25, so that'll half it. Yeah, so we can switch, we can try and get this down by running ad tests and changing maybe the offer or changing the copy. But really, like, if we can't change this, then we want to get the offer irresistible and hopefully they convert better than that, so it doesn't take as many people. Yeah, so we can either get the ad cost down, or we can try and get people to convert faster than every 100 emails. Does that make sense? So that's kind of like the way we get emails for cheap. So email, this is a genuine number. So we usually get email for 30 pence, which is mental. If you spend £100 a day on that, 100 divided by 30, 333 emails a day into your new email list. They go through a 3-day nurture to make sure they don't forget to take the offer up. So over 3 days, that's 999 emails every 3 days. So you've got a 3-day bunch of people coming through. So 3-day nurture, there'll be 3 days worth of people going through the offer sequence. So at any given time, you've got 1,000 people basically seeing offer for one of those GFOs. And then if they leak over to purchases, then you can do another sequence. So this is vital to getting cheap ads. And I'm going to do a complete video on this, but that's it for now. I'll finish off this video showing you some new ads I've made, and then yeah. Right, so it's now 12. So I've done the base work of like kind of targeting like my ad structure. So I've got, obviously I've spent over the 5 stages of awareness. I've got all the ads now in the back end set up, but not published yet, because I need to write the headline and the description of the ads, right? So this is my setup now. This is what I usually do before I write all my ads. So I got breakthrough advertising. I've got these cards, pen, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now revert back to each stage of awareness. I'm going to go through the book Breakthrough Advertising, and I'm going to start writing down headline ideas. So the job of the headline, and I'll take this directly from the book so don't mess up what he says. So the role of the headline, let me just find it. There's been much confusion about how much of a selling job your headline should be required to do. So do you actually have to sell what you're trying to do in the headline? Actually, your headline does not need to sell at all. It does not have to mention your product. It does not even have to mention your main appeal. To demand that headline should do any of these is to place the full selling burden on approximately 10 to 20% of the total physical space of your ads. This is written in the 60s. The same goes for Facebook. Your headline has only one job: to stop your prospect and compel him to read the second sentence of your ad. And in my case, I need to stop the prospect and stop the customer from scrolling through Facebook aimlessly and to actually give a glimpse of what the product I'm selling. Luckily, there's the image underneath in Breakthrough Advertising. You know, they do use images, but so when I'm talking to the awareness level, I'm going to write ads for each awareness level, apart from like not aware, because it's just going to be spending too much of my money. So I'm going to get to work on these. Happy days. So I'd go through all of these stages of awareness, right? So this is like the most aware stage. So I'd put these down and I would like, you know, look at them and what stands out to me, that one and that one, and I'd relegate those two. So I'd have these two main ones then. And then I'd have, these are the next stage, which is where most of your ads will be going, ideally, because of the obviously price factor as well, but also like conversion wise. So I'd line these up like this, and I'd go through them. Rugby Wealth and modernising rugby clothing, one design at a time, kind of like that. Finally having the balls to go against the rugby status quo, love that. That's number one so far. New designs suitable for all shapes. Yeah, that's the shit. Rugby's best selling tees just got better, V4, that's quite a good one. New no tightness around the belly in the new V4. That's quite good. We'll test that out. Finally bringing unique designs to a boring rugby market. Yeah, I kind of like that too. Designed for the actual rugby player, designed for, nah, that's shit. Okay, so I got these then. So I got these. So these are headlines to the ad, right? They're not even started on the copy of the ad itself, the description. These are the headline. These don't need much of a description because that sells it. These will need a description. And then, yeah, so we'll go from that. So yeah, I'll be working through those ads now, and then basically put them on, test them all out against each other. You know, not put massive budget behind them, but I'll test them all out against each other. And what you do with Facebook ads, you A/B test. So those 5 headlines there, I'd have those 5 headlines with the same copy. So I'll have the headline and then I'll have a description on the ad, paragraph. I'll test the copy, the headlines against the same copy, so I'll know which headline performs better. And then I'll test the best headline with different copy. And then from that different copy, I'll use that moving forward. And then, yeah, you just keep getting them better and you build basically a vast amount of ads, and you got to keep testing and stuff most days. So yeah, this has been a long video. I'm going to finish off with this part of the video because I know I've gone through a lot. But if you go through this process, guys, if you do go through the awareness stages, do like a Google sheet like I did, then get breakthrough advertising, or get any advertising book that's going to give you some kind of inspiration of what kind of headlines to use, or like what other companies have done. Whilst you're like in the moment, write them down on index cards, put them on a table. Do this all the time. If you do this every day, imagine how many awesome pieces of like headlines and stuff you're going to come up with. And then from there, you put the ads right, you got the right targeting and stuff like that. And yeah, happy days. It's kind of done for you. All I can say, guys, thanks for watching episode 2. Hopefully these ads will pay off. If they don't, it's a lot of money down the drain, and Rugby Warfare will be no more. So yeah.